November 2023 was a pretty wild month looking back on it, but at the time we didn't realise at all what was going on. ChatGPT had just come out, P. Diddy had just had his first lot of lawsuit allegations levelled at him, Sony had released the A9 Mark III, Kodak had released a hybrid Super 8 camera, Matthew Perry had died, Shane McGowan had died, Randy Orton was coming back to the WWE, and we just kind of pretended none of this existed because of one film produced by Lucky Chap Entertainment, the same people that produced Barbie around a year later, had produced something so insane that we couldn't stop thinking about that one scene. Saltburn had everything. Barry Keoghan, Jacob Elordi, Oxford University's, bicycles, and that horrendous bathwater scene that I think, even though I don't even have to put a visual cue, you can all just remember what happened. Despite Saltburn being an incredibly weird film, one thing remained the same about it is that it was shot on film. Through some, let's say, family-related contacts that I have, I was able to secure offcuts of the film that was used for Saltburn. So I got given 2 rolls of 500T. I got given 2 rolls, bizarrely, I can't remember when they would have shot this, 100D Hectare, which came from it as well. And then I was also given a roll of BWXX. So now I had this film and I knew that it wasn't fogged. I knew that it was good, solid film. I had to come up with an idea of how to use it. I haven't shot colour film for 6 years now, it must be. The minute I started developing it myself and realised I could do it all for cheap, I basically adopted black and white as my entire personality and have just loved it ever since. And to be honest, even if I didn't develop it myself, I'd probably still shoot black and white anyway. So how was I going to use this film? Was I going to go out and do some landscape shots with it? Was I going to shoot it solely for the purpose of making a video on it? Was I going to sell it to buy more black and white film? Well, I have a shoot coming up with a friend of mine. They needed some promo shots and some album artwork doing for their upcoming single or album. I don't know what it is. I was like, I'll use it there. I'm shooting digital. I'm going to be shooting black and white medium format. Why not have some 35mm color in there that gives a very different look to digital color? So what was the point of me shooting this film for this shoot? Basically, number one, I just wanted to use the film. Number two, Leah was after a sort of Wes Anderson gothic vibe, and I figured what better way to bring that to life than using the same base material that Wes Anderson would have used to make his films. He shoots on film for pretty much everything. This film is basically the same as what he uses. I figured we could pull something out of it, and it would work really, really well, and it would offer some sort of a nice, dichotomy of that with the medium format black and white. I don't know if dichotomy is the right word. I just wanted to use it to sound clever. So I arrived at the house with Leah. We started shooting. Whenever I start a shoot like this, I knew I was going to be there for like 6 to 8 hours. So I wasn't exactly in a rush, let's say. We sort of took our time, scouted out some decent locations within the house because first time I'd been there. And we started shooting predominantly digital for like the first hour. It's just something that I've always done. You shoot digital because it doesn't matter if they're throwaways. You can just kind of burn through sort of 2, 3, whatever, however many styles. And then when you find one, you go, that's the one. That's when you bring out the film, and suddenly everything gets a bit more serious. I decided to bring my N8008, which I used in the last video as well. I was kind of in love with the camera at the moment at that time because I just used it for a video and gone, God, this is amazing. Aperture priority mode. I don't have to really think. I don't have to pull my light meter out, whatever. Like, it was great. And it was triggering all the flashes and it was fantastic. So all shots for the film were taken through that camera. However, as you can see in this clip, I load it and something strange happens. I don't know what happened. I don't know what went wrong. I don't know what happened, but it carried on firing and it did its job. But for some reason, when I changed it to shoot the film at 400 ISO, which is, it's 500T, I was like, I'll shoot it at 400 ISO and I'll just slightly undercompensate. You know, I'll do that bit I can do manually. I'll throw a third of a stop under or whatever. If for some reason it decided that what I needed to do there was to shoot the film 5 stops underexposed, so that meter was then calculating 5 stops under. Now, as you can see from these shots were taken 5 stops under, developed at 400 as I requested from the lab, and somehow I was able to pull bits back out of it. This, I now, after seeing this, I understand why people use this film. I fully get it. Like, it's the case of, if everything goes horribly wrong, you can still pull something out of it. If it's dark, even if it's underexposed, even if it's grainy, even if it's this, sod it, throw it some, like, you can work with it. Like, I just basically pulled the white balance completely to one side, changed the complete point of the film, you know, like, I'm looking at it going, this is tungsten balanced film, and I'm throwing it towards, you know, outdoor daylight balanced with a white balance pull. Doesn't matter, it worked. Something came out of it, because it was 5 stops underexposed anyway, so it was never going to be perfect. I'd realised my mistake about 7 or 8 shots in, all of which I think were, you know, actually, if I look back on them now, pretty good. And then I dialed it back up and we started shooting at, you know, the correct exposure, and all of a sudden things got a bit harder, because I went, oh, I can't shoot at 1/250th at f5.6 indoors, because that was 5 stops underexposed.
Some of the fucking shots that you've taken today, holy shit.
Yeah, they're not bad.
Yeah,
They'll be
they
alright.
might be the best photos ever taken.
Oh, I'm very glad that I just got that on camera. Thank you for that. I'll put that on my website.
We did a few different styles. You know, we did some more gothic stuff. We did some more sort of flowy stuff. We did some outdoor stuff. We did some indoor stuff. We did some casual stuff. We did a bit of everything. I think this will probably be the last time I use colour film. It's just not me. Like, I really liked the shots we got. I thought they were all absolutely fantastic. But at the end of the day, I think you should stick to a style that you're good at. Yes, it's good to be a jack of a trades, and, you know, and all that sort of stuff, and be able to adapt to the situation. However, I think when you're doing stuff like this, you should retain some of your sort of like style. And my style has become black and white, and will be black and white for the foreseeable. I already have someone who's going to take these 2 extra rolls of 100D, because this is just E6 development, I've realised. So that's going to be a nice little present for them. They can have it. But yeah, if you're out shooting and you sort of get a bit scared by shooting on, you know, EC2N, you start looking, going, it's not Portra 400, it's not Gold 200, it's not, you know, name another brand. Try shooting on some cine stock. Like, if you're kind of up to date, like, yes, developing is a little bit more expensive. I think mine was 16 quid a roll for medium scans and development, and it takes a bit longer as well, because it's not C41. It's a really, really good film stock. It's really, really generous. It's really, really pliable. You can, you know, you can shoot it 5 stops under and pull something back out of it. You could probably shoot it 3 or 4 stops over and pull something back out of it. There's a reason why this film stock is used professionally. I'm probably going to go out shooting now. I'm going to go and shoot some black and white to kind of, you know, refresh my palette a little bit. I hope you enjoyed the video. I kind of threw it together last minute because I'm trying to rush something out every month, and May's been a bit of a crazy month for me. But yeah, July's video is going to be one that's going to be, you know, kind of interesting, so stick around. There's going to be some tips and tricks on, you know, less photography based, more industry based, shall we say. June's video isn't planned yet. I've got no real idea. I might just do sort of like just document some bits of me going places and photographing landscapes, because that's one thing I really need to work on. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you liked the photos that I pulled out. I hope this sort of was a bit of an insight into, you know, you can shoot film 5 stops underexposed and get away with it. Well, I hope you enjoyed the photos. If you do want to have a look at the full gallery, I'm going to be doing a sort of email blast of the full gallery. So feel free to sign up to my mailing list. If you do want to do a shoot with me and get involved, that's also the way to do it. I'll be doing sort of like discount codes and bits and pieces as well for people that are looking to shoot. I hope you enjoyed this video. Instagram's in the description, website's in the description. Get in touch, leave a comment, do whatever you gotta do. I don't really mind. But yeah, have fun, go shoot. I'm gonna go and drink some DF96 to cleanse the colour out of my my body. Peace.